Good morning. I'm playing some Power Wash Simulator today. I don't know that I've ever played this game. When I loaded it up, it said, "Do you want to continue?" I have no memory of ever playing this. But I figured it'd be a little cozy thing to do today. I just got off from working a graveyard. Turn my volume up a little bit. Just got done working a graveyard shift at the coffee shop. And figured I'd come home and do a little stream, a little cozy stream. Okay. So I'm figuring out the controls here. This is satisfying. I understand why people like this game. It feels productive without actually being productive. So oddly satisfying. I need to put my do not disturb on. There we go, personal. Wait, my phone's not going off. Yeah, this is oddly satisfying. Okay. I'm glad it lets me know when each section of the van is done. Otherwise, I'd probably miss some spots. Do I need to jump up on it? Oh, yeah, I do. All right. See, I don't know which nozzle's the better one. Like, is this one just more narrow? Okay. Oh. There we go. I feel like that's the best attack maybe for this one. Maybe not. There we go. Yeah, I guess that one's not powerful enough to, Rio? Do we have to be doing this right now? He is climbing over. He's out of frame. You can't see him. But I have a cat right here. Rio Bobbio, baby boy. He is, he's what Alicia and I like to call a Velcro cat. He loves to be all... He's rubbing his face on the microphone. I don't know if you can see it in the frame or not, but he loves to be all up in our business. That noise is him rubbing his face against the microphone. Are you saying hello, Rio? Are you saying hello to everybody? You don't even know. You don't even know you're being recorded right now, bud. Yeah. He said, well, this is a good face scratcher. I know Dad likes to talk into it, but it's pretty good for face scratching, huh? Yeah. I don't understand how this van got so dirty. Like, has he never driven this thing through a car wash before, or what? Rio, I need you to lay down. I've got a 27-inch monitor, and you're taking up half of it. Thank you, mister. I wanted to play something cozy today because I realize I've been playing a lot of shooting games. And while, yes, I guess technically this is a gun, I'm shooting water and cleaning instead of people. Yeah, I don't know, it kind of dawned on me the other day, like, everything I've been posting has been war and killing and fighting, and I think that has something to do with my state of mind that I was in and have been in for a while. I've been thinking about life a lot lately, and I've had this weight weighing me down for a while, and I didn't even realize it. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what. And I didn't know how to articulate it. And I realized that while I am very emotionally mature and emotionally intelligent, even I have a hard time articulating things from time to time and expressing my emotions. I think as men, or as a man, we are unfortunately taught our entire lives to suppress our emotions, and you know, you're told to grow up and, oh, don't be a crybaby, and it's a lot of like suppression of emotion, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy for anybody. And I think that's why we have so many fucked up people in our country and in the world in general. I think if we taught children how to deal with their emotions at an early age and to embrace having emotions rather than to push things down, I feel like there'd be a lot less mental illness in the world. I feel like there'd be a lot happier people, and societies overall would be better. Whatever better is. Looks pretty shiny to me. But yeah, I've been thinking about life. I just turned 28. And every year in June, when my birthday is, I like to take inventory of where my life is at, where my life's headed, what my next goals are, what my dreams are, what I've done so far in my life, and realize I've accomplished a lot. I realized that 5 years ago, this month, 5 years ago, July, it was 2021 in July, is when I began my personal development and spirituality and whatever words you want to use for it. I started that journey then. I started listening to a podcast called The Mindset Mentor with Rob Dial. and taking walks and clearing my mind, and that was the start of it. It was setting the intention of wanting to be a better human being, wanting to be a better son, a better friend, a better partner, and just a better person all around. And started to really have a spiritual awakening at that time in my life. That's where it all started. And here we are 5 years later, and it's been a hell of a journey. Because I'm still learning things about myself that I didn't understand, and I'm still unpacking things from my childhood that I thought I had dealt with, or I thought I had been okay with, I guess. I thought I had made peace with these things, and I guess when you start asking God for answers, and you start asking, when I say God, some people might call it the universe, some people might call it divine energy, some people might call it Allah, or whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it, but it's all the same thing. And when you start asking it for answers and direction and guidance, and to reveal the truth to you, it sure does. And that's what has happened to me yesterday. I was cat's fucking with the blinds. There was a point in my life where I used to be a real big pothead, and smoked to cope. I smoked to numb. I wasn't really doing it intentionally. I did the same thing with drinking alcohol. Done the same thing with pornography and video games, even to a degree. And I've always had these like different addictions in my life, and I didn't really know why I felt the need to do them, because they weren't filling a void. And I don't even know that I was trying to fill a void. And I feel like a lot of people fill voids with consumerism, with buying things. And it's never really been my style. But I've had other issues. And, well, I'm finally getting past some of those issues. I'm 28 years old. And for a long time, I felt like I was behind. I felt like I fucked up all my good years, and I thought I lost a lot of time, and I realized I haven't. And lately I've been talking to a lot of people that are way older than me. People that are in their 40s, and I guess in the reality of things, it's not that much older than me. I just turned 28. So they've got, a decade and a few years on me or whatever. And these people are reminding me through the conversations that I have with them that, like, hey, kid, you're going to be all right. You're doing really well. You need to give yourself some grace. Give yourself some patience. What am I missing here? Anyway, I feel better giving myself this patience of, like, you're exactly where you need to be right now. Like, I've had this, oh God, everybody else is doing better than I am. And oh God, all these people are on the internet, you know, doing things that I wish I could have the courage to do or whatever. And I've had to realize, like, a lot of people didn't have to go through the struggles that you went through, dude. A lot of people had, like, moms and dads that loved them and cared about them and supported their dreams and wanted the best for them. Like, you didn't really have that. So give yourself some grace. Because while they may seem like they're further ahead in their journey, they're really not. Because there's things that I'm way further ahead on at 28 years old. Than people in their 40s ever were when they were 28, you know? I guess that's what I'm trying to get to with this, because I've been reminded that I'm doing well. I just need to be patient with myself. It's hard to do. It's especially hard to do when you're constantly looking for things to improve, when you're constantly trying to get better and you're constantly trying to heal and you're constantly trying to slay all these dragons. You know, I look at life as like a video game. And I know it might seem cliche, but I really like the game Skyrim. And in Skyrim, you have to slay these dragons. And it's part of the main quest. It's part of the main storyline. And sure, you can go off and do all these other side quests, and that's fun too. And you gain XP, and you gain, you know, different whatever experience and rewards and armor sets and whatever. Like, fill in the blank, right? Well, that's how life is. And these dragons are your problems, and they're these things that come up. And for me right now, it's dealing with childhood trauma that's come up for me. That's a big dragon to slay. But once that dragon's slain, I can go back to doing side quests. I can go back to doing whatever the fuck I want, you know? But if I don't slay this dragon, it's just going to keep following me around. And so it's really crucial that I slay this dragon. And I think a lot of people are scared to face their dragons. And that's okay too, but you have to eventually build the courage to be able to do it. And it's not easy. There's nothing easy about it. But it's crucial. It's important. Because if you don't slay your own dragons, well, then you make your dragon everybody else's problem. And if you think you don't have any dragons, then you're probably not moving in the right direction. Because the one thing I've learned from video games is that you only encounter enemies when you're headed the right direction. If you're not encountering enemies, you're probably going back to where you've already been before on the map. You've already slayed those dragons. There's no need for you to be there anymore. There's nothing there for you to gain experience from. So I'm slaying this dragon, metaphorically speaking, which is some repressed childhood trauma that came up for me. And it's been hard. But I know when I get on the other side of this, I'm going to be a better man for it. Better human. Better friend. Better partner. A better son. Better brother. A better uncle. Better coworker. Be a better version of myself. Be a stronger version of myself. And the next dragon that comes along, it's going to be a lot easier to slay. Because this is a pretty big dragon. I'm thinking about making a YouTube video going into that in more detail. More of a maybe bullet pointed thing. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think I might sit down and try to write a script at some point this weekend. See what I come up with. And I know other people have done videos on why life is like a RPG game, and it's okay. I can do it too. Just because other people have done it doesn't mean I can't do it and make it my own. I've had a lot of peace realizing that this was something that I wasn't dealing with. This is something that, metaphorically speaking, has been a ton of rocks in a bag that's been thrown over my shoulder that I've been carrying around for 2 decades now. 20 years. More. 20 plus years. And I just now realized it. I just now realized that I had this sack of rocks on my back. And now that I realize that I can lay that sack of rocks on the ground and start pulling them all out and dissecting it and figuring out what this is that I've been carrying with me and why and how it's been affecting me. And now that I'm dealing with it, I can move forward and be a better version of myself. And I will eventually have another dragon to slay. I'll eventually have another main quest. But I'm looking forward to getting some side quests done, because I feel like the main quests in life are usually really fucking hard, or they're really time consuming, or they take a lot of money, or whatever. Everybody's quests are different. For some people, their main quest might be having a family. For some people, it might be getting that job, that dream job, if those even still exist. For some people, it's eating today, finding a safe place to rest their head. I see a full spectrum of this working at a coffee shop that's open 24 hours. I see a wide range of people. There are tech bros that are probably younger than me that make 6 figures plus a year sitting behind a computer doing whatever. Driving a Tesla. And they order 4 coffees to go and don't leave a tip. And then you have somebody that comes in and they're barely scraping by, but they leave you $5 anyway. Because you took the time to talk to them. You took the time to have a conversation with them. You took the time to see them as a person. Not just another customer, but an actual human being. I think that goes a long way with a lot of people. I think a lot of people so wrapped up in their own heads, myself included. But I try to remove myself from my own head and be present with everyone I talk to. Whenever I talk to them, I make them my main focus for even just a moment. And I don't think a lot of people do that. Or maybe there's just a lot of people that are just distracted and don't know that they don't do that. Either way, I think that's how you make deep connections with people. Even if it's a singular interaction, you'll never see that person again. Like, just having that moment can be so impactful for that person, and they might have been having a really bad day. They may have gotten some really bad news about a family member or about their job, or maybe their car's having issues, whatever it is. And that interaction with you was like the best part of their day. So I encourage you to be present with people. Be present with yourself. Stop distracting yourself with, social media and constantly watching movies and constantly trying to have a dopamine hit. Like, just be present in what you're doing in this moment. And right now I'm talking to you and spraying this digital concrete with digital water to clean it, because it's in a weird way therapeutic. It's such a mundane, mindless task that I can do and talk. And this in itself, just streaming, just talking on a microphone and a camera with an Xbox controller in my hand, is something I've wanted to do my entire life. I never had the courage to do it. And not until recently. And I don't really know why. I think part of it was this bag of rocks that I've been carrying around on my back that I talked about earlier. It's having the weight of this thing that I haven't confronted weighing down on me, and connecting all the dots and seeing the spider web of what my life, what my upbringing has been. And there's a lot of darkness in that. But I've spent my entire life taking darkness and transmuting it into light. Transmuting it into something beautiful. It's alchemy. It's... Buddy, can you not do that? You're rubbing up against my microphone. Here, I'm going to go ahead and put you down on the floor. It's very distracting when he's laying there just licking himself, trying to clean himself. As I was saying, it's alchemy. It's magic. At its truest core, or its truest form, I guess, is like being able to take a bad experience and make something good out of it. It's magic. Being able to take something that would have broken some people, that some people would have never been able to get through. But you did. You got through it. You slayed that dragon. And you became a better person for it. Or maybe you are still working on slaying that dragon. It's not linear. I might be feeling fine now talking to you, But as soon as the stream ends, I might go cry in bed for an hour. And it might hit me out of nowhere. And that's okay, because I'm going to allow myself to feel those feelings whenever they come up. And I really hope that it doesn't come back up anytime soon. I really hope that I'm able to just move past this and focus on the next thing, detach from all of this and start really focusing on who I'm becoming. You know, this whole like content creation thing, it's new for me. And I'm not going to lie and say it's not scary, because it is. It's something that I've never done before. And I start doing it, and now I've got thousands of eyeballs on me. And that's what I want. That's the reality I'm creating for myself. But that doesn't mean it's not scary. Because it's new. I mean, anything new is scary. But just because it's new and scary doesn't mean that it's not what you... Doesn't mean you should be afraid of it. It doesn't mean you should, like, turn away from it and not embrace it. Embrace was the word I was looking for. If anything, you should embrace it more. I remember being a kid and going to my dad's house, and he would pay me to pressure wash his concrete pool deck. And my grandma would do the same thing. I'd go to her house and pressure wash her house, pressure wash her driveway, and she'd give me $50 or whatever so that I could go get a video game or go buy a new Lego set. It was simpler times. Yesterday I woke up after like processing some things, and I decided it was time to parent myself some more. Because the one thing I'm realizing as I get older is that we have to parent ourselves the way that we wanted to be parented as children, the way that we deserved to be parented as children. So I found VHS recordings of live cable television from 2007 of Cartoon Network. And I watched Billy and Mandy and The Kids Next Door and Pokemon. And I saw a bunch of ads for things I forgot existed. And it was healing. I laid in bed, or sat in bed, I should say, and I watched cartoons again. Saturday morning cartoons. And I drank coffee and ate peanut butter and jelly toast. And that was exactly what I needed. So I gave it to myself. Because that's what young me would have wanted. To feel better. And then I asked Alicia to take me to Cece's Pizza. And she did. because I have the best partner in the world. And she loves me in a way that I didn't know was possible. Because she loves all parts of me, all aspects of me. It's not just what I can provide. It's not just what I can do. It's not just whatever that I feel like a lot of people look at relationships as. She loves all aspects of me. And I've never experienced that with a partner before. And I pray that everybody can do the healing, the inner work, the shadow work that it takes to become emotionally mature enough to foster that type of a relationship with somebody. Because when we aren't healed and we are dating people, we're attracting people who are also not healed. And we repeat cycles. And all the things that we hate about other people is actually what we hate in ourselves. And all the things we love and admire in other people is what we want more of in our own life. And I think that's important to recognize, especially in romance, because so many people talk a lot of shit about how dating's broken and how people, it's all whatever. Fill in the fucking blank. I don't even want to go down a rabbit hole of what nonsense people say. But everybody wants to pretend like dating's broken because of social media and because of dating apps and whatever. And I'm sure that contributes to it in some degree, but I think it's a lot of people that haven't done the work on themselves. It's a lot of people that haven't taken the time to heal, taken the time to be alone with their thoughts, not going out every weekend getting fucking hammered because they don't want to think about their life and they don't want to recognize where they're at in life and look at where things went wrong. And well, they do that for 40 years and then they call it a midlife crisis. Instead, just wake up now. Take a step back. Go sit out in the woods by yourself. In a safe space, of course. Listen to the trees. Listen to the wind. Listen to the birds. Feel the ground underneath you. I feel like that's how you meet God. Is when you separate yourself from man, when you separate yourself from the distractions, from the phones, from social media, from dating apps. You separate yourself from all of that. You really start to lock in on what's really important. And I've realized what's important to me is having my peace. I've realized the thing that I've wanted the most in life is to have a household that has peace. That there's no yelling, there's no screaming, there's no crying, there's no fighting, there's no physical abuse, there's no emotional abuse, there's no sexual abuse. It's just peace. And that's what I've wanted all my life. And I finally have it. And I finally have it in a city that's really, really cool. A city that fosters that love of like entrepreneurship and creativity, and everyone I meet has some kind of like creative endeavor they're working on. Whether it's tattooing, or they DJ, or they make videos, or they play an instrument in a band, or they sing, or they paint, or they have a podcast, or they edit somebody else's podcast, or they do photography. It seems like everyone I meet has something that they do. I just happen to be the guy that plays video games and talks on a microphone. Of course, this isn't my only creative endeavor, but this is the one I'm focusing on right now. It's the one I'm really honing in on, trying to understand why I want to do this, why younger Reed felt the desire to do this. You know, growing up watching Rooster Teeth and seeing Achievement Hunter, and I just remember watching Jeff going, I want to be him when I grow up. Everybody keeps asking me, hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they expect me to say firefighter or doctor or a teacher or I want to be a soldier. Like, they expect me to have an answer like that. And my answer was, I want to be Jeff from Rooster Teeth. But how do you articulate that to adults that don't know who Jeff from Rooster Teeth is? How do you explain what an achievement hunter is? How do you explain that you want to go against the grain and do something that nobody else is doing? Of course, now there's thousands of, maybe even, if not millions of people doing this, but in my circle of people, I'm the only one doing it. So it's a lot more niche than I think people realize. So I'm taking a chance on myself. I think that's really important. Because that's what young Reed would have wanted, is for me now to take a chance. Do something for yourself. Because you've given so much to everybody else up to this point. And in a way, this is giving back. It's giving back to my little self. It's giving back to the people who watch it. The people who find me interesting and want to hear more about me, so they subscribe to my YouTube channel, or they follow me on Twitch, or they follow me on Instagram, or all of the above. I would like to think I'm giving back to those people. You, right now, who's watching this. So, that's my North Star right now, is just focusing on creating. Focus on consistently creating. And every day that goes by that I'm consistently creating, and every day that goes by that I'm working on healing and growing and unlearning bad habits and righting old wrongs and taking a step towards that person I want to become, I'm getting that much closer to living out that dream, and that dream becoming my reality. I'm quantum leaping into a different reality that suits who I want to be. That takes a lot of courage, because nothing about it's easy. But everything about it is worth it. So here we are. I think something this coffee shop job has taught me is to be more I'm going to try to say that again. I think something that this coffee shop job has taught me is to be more selfless. It is to listen to people and hear people out. And as I was saying earlier, being more present with people. But I definitely have learned a lot more compassion for others through serving others. Because whether you want to realize it or not, when you work in the service industry, you're serving other people. And serving other people has helped me to realize to put my own needs and my own wants not necessarily on hold and not necessarily on the back burner, but maybe to put others before myself. And when I see opportunities to help others, whether that's a free cup of coffee because their card declined, or I see they're having a hard day, or maybe they just need a smile put on their face. That looks pretty good. There's people that are homeless that whenever we have like food that's out of date, like a bagel that's out of date, I'll give it to them. So hopefully they have something to eat. And I don't, as long as they're cool, I don't have any problem with them hanging out there. And it's a 24-hour coffee shop, and if they want to spend their time there, then it's fine. You got nowhere else to go. I understand. I'd rather you be here and be in a safe space than out on the street somewhere trying to sleep and somebody mugs you, or, you know, worse. But I'm not going to let my mind wander down that rabbit hole right now. And I don't think that everybody has this level of empathy that I'm talking about. Because I'm not talking bad about anyone specifically when I say this, but I have coworkers that when they need me, when they reach out to me and they need a shift covered, or even I reach out to them before they even get a chance to reach out to me, and I say, hey, I saw you drop your shift, I'd like to help you out, I could use the extra money, blah, blah, blah. I'd like for you to go enjoy your life doing whatever it is that you want to enjoy. I try to be there for people. Try to pick up when it is needed. When people are having mental health crises or crises. Yeah. Or when they got things going on in their lives, like, you know, their dog died, their partner's in the hospital. They had to move suddenly. Fill in the blank, right? Try to jump in, because life happens. Lives, right? Life keeps going on. And I've helped a lot of people. And so now I'm going through this thing where I've had some, not going to go into the details of it, but I've had some repressed childhood trauma that has come up, and I am dealing with it. And I requested to have a day off. And unless anybody's messaged me this morning since playing this game, which that's a possibility. I did see my phone light up a couple times, but I'm not going to check it because I'm here with you. I haven't had anybody reach out. And even yesterday I put a thing in the main chat. I was like, hey, I going through some stuff, could use an extra day off if anybody wants to cover the shift. Didn't hear anything. It was radio silence. So it's made me realize to maybe not be so available for people. Maybe set that boundary so I don't get my feelings hurt, and so I don't get taken advantage of, you know? And the people that are working that same day, or the people that have to like work the next morning early, opening, I don't expect to hear anything back from them. And I get it. Like, everybody has life shit going on. But when you tell me or you tell other people, hey, I need hours, and those hours are there, and you don't see an opportunity to jump on, I don't really feel bad for you. And I pay attention to everything. So this situation's not in vain, because my manager told me he would take care of it if nobody else jumps on it. Because I helped him out, and that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. So I'll pay attention. And when people aren't there for me, I'm not going to be so available for them next time. Because where were you when I needed you? And that's a shitty place to be, you know? It's a shitty feeling to feel. But that's okay, because we're getting past it. We're getting through it. Getting through it together. And I know that when I come out on the other side of this, I'm going to be doing pretty well. So that's why I took a couple days off from streaming. I took a couple days off from posting anything, anywhere. 'Cause I need some time for myself. I need some time to process and feel better again. And this has helped me feel better. Pressure washing. If you hear a noise in the background coming through the mic, it's because Rio is back on my desk. And he's gnawing on himself for some reason. Mister, can you stop gnawing on yourself, please? The day I forgot how to drink here. I guess it was the night of the day, or of the next day. So working graveyards, it's kind of like confused my days. So I was working a grave. That next day is when I kind of had all this, like, or I guess that next night I had a realization, and shit like came up for me. And it was from like smoking weed. Like, it helped me process some things, but leading up to that, I had a lot of weird like spiritual signs. And I think to the untrained eye, it would just be normal shit. Or like, oh, that's a coincidence. But for somebody who's very in tuned and intuitive, that's where I was looking for. It's they're signs. It's like a wink from your guardian angels, or a wink from the universe, or a wink from God, or a wink from spirit guides, or whatever you want to look at it as. And kept seeing a bunch of angel numbers leading up to it, which I see angel numbers most days. So I know, like, sometimes it's easy for me to kind of take that for granted. But right before I pulled into Epoch, the coffee shop I work at. I saw something in the middle of the road, and it was a cat getting a mouse. And it was so strange because I'd never seen that actually happen in real life before. It's always like, that's some Tom and Jerry shit, right? And I kind of stopped in the middle of the road, and I was like, wow, this is cool. Like, this means something, but I don't know what it means yet. And I Googled it, like even down to like the colors of the cat. It was orange and white. And it said a whole lot of different things that can be interpreted from that experience. But the thing I got from it out of the most was minimizing your problems, realizing that you have the power in the situation, the cat, and your problems are the mouse, and making your problems small so you can handle them and digest them. And I just thought that was really cool. And in the moment of reading that, I was like, okay, I don't know what my problems are right now. And then this came up, and I was like, oh, fuck. That is a problem I need to deal with. So, dealing with it the way I know how to. By playing video games. And by talking. And by spending time alone. And by going on walks. And by socializing with others. And doing all these things that help me to see all these different perspectives and help open my mind even more. Every little bit of it helps. And it's really cool. I think similarly to this game, like washing the muck, it's almost like metaphorical for what I'm doing emotionally and internally, I suppose. And I didn't even realize it until right now. Pretty cool. The stone's a lot harder to clean than the other stuff is. You have to use the power pressure. See, I don't know if that's meant to be green or if I'm meant to be able to scrub it off. I really don't know. This is calming. I can feel myself getting more tired, which is a good thing because when I was at work and getting off of work, which of course, while I'm at my job, I drink a lot of coffee and that doesn't help me go to sleep. But I don't know, sometimes I can drink coffee and go right to bed. It's ADHD. And I'm learning more about myself with having ADHD since I got my diagnosis a year ago. I've learned so much more about myself. And everything from my childhood makes a lot more sense on like why I was the way I was. And I'm able to like forgive people for treating me the way they did. And that's been really cool and healing, and it's been awesome. I was going somewhere with that. Oh, being tired. Yeah, because when I got off work and when I got home, I was like, I'm really not tired. Like, I really feel like I have a lot of energy left, and this has helped me to unwind. I think talking about these things, but also just doing this mindless task of not having an objective, like, that's really helped. As silly as it may be. Especially just pressure washing this fountain right here. Almost makes me want to go buy a pressure washer and start a pressure washing business. It's crazy the amount of peace I feel in my life. I never knew that this level of peace was possible because I'd never experienced it before. And it took a lot of work to get to this point. But now it's like ultimate peace. And whoo boy, does it feel good. I have a peaceful household. I have a peaceful job. I enjoy my coworkers and we all get along, and Alicia and I are closer now more than ever, and dealing with all this internal, emotional, mental baggage that reveals its own level of peace to it that I don't know how to articulate. I don't even know if I could articulate it or even try to articulate it, because there's just going to be distortion there, and I'm not going to be able to get what I actually want to say out, because it's so much more than what words can describe. As cliche as that might be. And that's how I know I'm on the right track. It's like I said earlier, you only encounter enemies when you're headed the right direction. So being as I'm slaying this dragon, as I keep calling it, because that's how I like to look at these things, I must be heading the right direction. I must be doing something right. I think that's really cool, because for a long time in my life, I didn't feel like I was doing anything right. I felt like just a fuck up for a very, very long time. So I'm glad to not feel like a fuck up anymore. Glad to feel like I'm actually doing something with my life. And I guess it's all about perspective, because I'm sure some people would look at this right now and be like, you're not doing anything. You're sitting on your ass playing a video game, pressure washing, and make-believe land. And maybe that's true to you. Maybe that's your reality. But I feel the same way about you and your corporate job and your, brand new car and your wife or husband that doesn't love you, actually. I think about that when I see you. And maybe that's judgmental of me to think, but I can't help but to see so many people are chasing the wrong things. They're chasing things that they don't even know why they're chasing them. And then when they get them, they don't even know what to do with them, because it's not actually what they want. It doesn't actually fill the void that they are trying to fill in themselves. And so it's all pointless. Maybe I need to work on that in myself. Maybe I shouldn't be so quick to judge. I think that's honestly a defense mechanism in myself, because I was judged my entire life growing up, and as we all are to some degree, right? But I always was different. I was always the black sheep. I was always the weird one, in my family and my friend group and school and whatever, I'm sure people at my job think I'm fucking weird. Whatever. I don't give a shit. But going through that for years, going through that emotion for years, I think builds up this wall, because you think people are just going to judge you and think less of you as a human being. So you start to judge them back. So it's almost like you beat them to the punchline. Not only do you judge them back, but you also judge yourself, because you're like, oh, look, I promise you're not going to hate me as much as I hate myself. And you have that mentality and you carry it with you for a long time. And next thing you know, you've pushed away everybody in your life. Out of self-defense for yourself, because you've been hurt so much. But at least we're realizing it now, right? Glad I'm realizing it now at 28 years old, instead of waking up at 43 and going, holy fuck, I could have done so much with all this time that I've wasted being angry. Spent all this time wasting away on the wrong things, chasing the wrong shit. It was all right here in front of me all along. Just had to open my eyes. And so that's what I've realized, is that I already have everything I've ever wanted. Doesn't mean I don't have goals. Doesn't mean that there's not materialistic things that, like, sure, it'd be nice to have that. That'd be cool. But all the big check boxes, they're checked. I have everything. Have everything I could possibly want. an amazing partner, a healed mind, a peaceful home, freedom of expression with hobbies, a job that I enjoy and get something out of, two little stinky kitty cats that are so sweet and annoying sometimes, but they're amazing, and I wouldn't want to have a life without them because they're so special. And we've been talking about expanding our family and adopting a puppy. Alicia works for a nonprofit animal rescue organization, and they got a litter of Chugs. They're Chihuahua Pug mixes, and they're all puppies. There was a mom Chihuahua mix that gave birth to a litter of, I guess the dad was a pug. So they look pretty puggy, but you can definitely tell they're mixed with something else. But I think they're adorable. And I've wanted a pug since I was a small child. My dad had pugs growing up, and I always thought they were just the funniest, coolest little guys because they look like aliens, honestly. And I think that's cool. And I always thought it was really funny that Men in Black portrayed one of the aliens as a pug named Frank. And I have always loved the idea of like animals having human names. I think that especially like uncommon, like commonly uncommon names, if that makes sense. Like Frank seems like such a common name, but how many times have you actually met anybody named Frank? I don't know that I've ever met anybody named Frank, now that I think about it. I don't know if spraying water on this is the best way to clean it, but I guess it's fine. How else are you going to clean a lawnmower? Part of me wonders why you would want to clean your lawnmower. Isn't the dirt and the grime part of the amazement of... I don't know if amazement's the right word, but like... the pride and joy of owning a lawnmower. It's like, oh, look how much I actually use this thing. It's filthy. I think the hardest part is just making sure I'm getting all the little nooks and crannies. So anyway, the pug babies, the chuglets, are a month old as of today. And so they have to wait 2 more weeks before they're ready for adoption. And I think I'm going to adopt one. I've never owned my own animal. Like I've never had my own pet, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like it's always been like partners' pets or friends' pets or whatever. Like I've never had my own pet. So this will be a new experience for me. I think I got everything on the lawnmower. Maybe not the handles yet. I like that it gives me the bar up top because it'd be so hard to keep track of everything. top left corner, which you probably can't see because my photo's covering it. There's a percentage bar where it says like cleaned, and then it tells you what you're working on currently. It tells you what what material it's made out of, and then if it's done or not. Like if there's still more that needs to be cleaned on it, it'll have a progress bar. That's the word I'm looking for. Which, okay, I was gonna say, I feel like I've pretty much sprayed everything on this. I wish I knew which. I guess it's just the diameter of the spray. I don't know if certain ones are better for certain materials, because it tells you what material it is, but I'm not sure why that. Like, I can look at that and tell it's wood. I can look at that and tell it's glass. Why do you need to tell me what it is? So I'm wondering what that has to do with in the context of the heads for the sprayer. I think if I get a boy pug, I'm going to name it Winslow. And I think if I get a girl pug, I'm going to name it Millicent. And so it'll end up being more than likely Winnie or Millie, because those are both long names that have short names. And I think those are cool. My name was always too short to have a short name or a nickname. And so I think they're also really cool names. I took half of an edible before I started playing this game, and I'm glad I did. It's I don't know. It's helped me just like chill and lock in, I guess. It's a really fun game. I get why people are hyped up about this. I saw it was leaving Game Pass, and I was like, oh, I haven't tried that one yet. And I am bummed that it's leaving Game Pass, and I didn't play it sooner. There's a housing one, though, I think is on Game Pass, but I also own it. It's like a home improvement simulator. And I think it's interesting doing simulators of tasks that I've actually done in real life. Like, I have put plenty of hours behind a pressure washer. And I think I don't know. It's fun both in real life and this. Obviously, this is going to be a lot more relaxing because I don't have to actually go sweat my ass off and be out in the hot sun or whatever. But I don't know. It's a peaceful simulator of a peaceful task. And if you've ever pressure washed, you know what I'm talking about. And it's the same thing with home improvement. Some of it can be very therapeutic and like meditative, especially painting. For me, I love painting. Like, just give me some walls to paint and I'm going to enter my Zen mode and just lock in on it and just, I don't know. To me, it's fun. And I guess to some people it's not, but that's okay. Different strokes for different folks. And so I'm curious to try that home improvement one. Because I've done some home improvement, remodeling, and reconstruction, carpentry. I fucking hate doing drywall. But if I could do if I could just do drywall like digitally, then maybe I won't hate it so much. I'll reframe that in my mind. Okay, so I can clean that. I was wondering, I was like, is that gonna come clean? Sure as shit is. God, there's still so much more left to do. I guess not. That fence, all this stuff. I don't think I'm going to finish this today. I think I'm actually going to call it now because I'm coming up on like an hour and a half. I think I got out of this what I needed to get out of it. And here's a giant R. Yeah. It's for a read. Like, subscribe, do all the things, please. I'd like to grow this channel to a point where I have more outreach and can hopefully get this video in front of the people that need it most. Not this video specifically, unless it is the one you need, but just my content in general. I want to inspire people and encourage people and make people laugh and make people think, make people question their beliefs and their ideas. And I know I'm aiming high on all of that, but I feel like if that's where I aim and I still don't quite hit that, I'm gonna do pretty well. So if you enjoy this, share it with somebody. Share it with your Discord group, or share it on your social media, or send it to your mom. See if your mom likes it. And if I said something that stuck out to you, comments it below. Because I oftentimes think about that. I'm like, I wonder if anybody got anything out of anything that I said. Because today was a deep one. Today was a deep talk. But it's not always a deep talk. A lot of times it's just silly, haha, goofy, funny stuff. But I had some things I needed to get off my chest. And this is my outlet for that. So I hope you got something. Even if it's just some background noise while you did other tasks. That's cool with me. I'm glad you wanted me to be a part of your day. I think that's super cool. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and stop it there, and I'm going to go to bed now, I guess. It's like, I don't know, 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it's almost 9. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go to bed and get some rest. I got to work again tonight, so I want to get this knocked out while I could. But I really appreciate you watching and following me on this journey. I'm excited to see where it takes me. So I'll see you next time. Bye.